and yes I'm ahwefo nyina kwa aba mo amutien wa Sempa FM mutien wa Adom FM and I'm showing wa Adom TV so yedemu nyina ase. We are live from the Alisa Hotel here in Accra and the acclamation of the president as flag bearer of the NPP Ede Abremo enche Jumedian Ankasa Ebesheso in Penyifo Bebrina na Ababedu Ewa Alisa Hotel have seen some ministers of state. I am members of the National Council because I minister beyond I am member of the National Council. Into a more I am members no Ababedu members of parliament I am members of the National Council Ababedu Ewo Eha Munim history why we got here. Originally, there was a party, a year conference to acclaim the president, delegate across the country, able to me Abba. But because of the limitations on public gatherings, the parties neck a take decision say this is the way they would want to go. So National Council bet na say no my acclamation the and then adwumedi no e baso e wo Alisa Hotel team ni nyina aye crado e wo would be here until the program no comes to an end. Medidio say Bonsu Fremi Obi, and we are live on election headquarters Kokromoti Power e wo Adom TV so Sempa FM and afi Adom FM. Make us say Dr. Boabin e wo ha and I know me da ye cover NPP parliamentary primaries no yene no ne di dwumedie no e wa Adom TV so ene wa beka yensa of University of Ghana Business School wa doc akwa abanapom te sen bibi ekoye ya danyame ase sanso na yensa aka the national organizer of the ruling party, the People's Samia Uku ononso ababeka yensa e wa ha same akwa abaneten
mejozo obi
ekoye
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yenye hu wa head ya na je bibi asset.
Na so far
ahobo
Oba.
Okay. Omra onyezo betina if you know about any analysis ni biem.
Savage butchery no.
Ya the minor surgery na say na doc mo ye no. Ba mo me no the savage butchery. Mo so so na is a dissection anos. Anyway, you see mama kwaba. Party no say the set time bia no so ye to yensa frɛ more multimedia any media for no so amoba na mo na mo ye kotie beka for te ne so amabe nim se mba betie masa akoka no sania mo behu no pepepe
good enti so far a day never happen while Alisa Hotel ha ene.
Okay, me di kan ma mensan chia omo mo hwen wo TV so yi ene omo mo so omo tie omo kasa fidie so na ene anopai ye hwe nim se National Council members no ebetena say by 10:30 a.m. no muna is seated.
Okay.
Exactly 10:30 His Excellency the Vice President of the Republic will also arrive.
Okay.
About 11 a.m. on the dot His Excellency the President will arrive.
Okay.
President arrive pe na chese dwumadie na hyase. The National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party also no call it the National Council meeting no to order.
Okay.
Na chese dwumadie na hyase na penifo a ye hwe anim so on bebe edi kan omo ye voting members of the National Executive Committee.
Okay.
Ye share nim say former presidents I were yen tradition me nyame cha de ba kotiase. His Excellency John Ajekum Kufo so ba be kan yensa. Ye share nim say past national chairman, past general secretaries so ba be kan yensa.
Okay.
Ye share nim so bio say ye benya mpanifo a womo eda party nano as regional chairman of the party, regional secretaries of the party, reps from the various regions. So Babe Kanyensa. You share news the sitting president, so you're member of the council.
Okay.
The sitting vice president, so yes, member of the council. The chief of staff, and a for some members of council Babe Kanyensa. Now process started from 11 a.m. It will get to a point now, chairman now, I will come in now, the general secretary will give a report. And then we'll get to the acclamation segment. The Electoral Commission of Ghana will be in to perform a task. Okay. To make sure that we've complied with the political parties, Yemra, and the selection of presidential candidates in accordance with the constitution.
Okay.
If you know, they will pose the question. The National Council members, then Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, the sitting president, will be acclaimed by the National Council of our party. Na said medie sana udi kan no enka na the tradition is that say emra ye be nomination na nipa ba kope na be ye content crawl a file ye and obe go through the process of vetting any ade awie no say nipa ba ko a ese ye National Delegate Congress. I repeat.
Okay.
National Delegate Congress.
Okay.
That is the only time in our party's constitution the Congress is used.
Oh. All other times,
all other times, a conference.
Okay.
And National Delegate Conference, you know, nipa 5,200 plus. That's the conference.
The conference.
National Delegate Congress to acclaim the election or selection of a presidential candidate in excess of 100,000.
100,000.
100,000.
But for COVID, Anka, 100,000 now would meet at one
will
place.
have to meet.
Wow.
Where we cannot meet at a place, you know, except simultaneously, you know, in the various constituencies.
Okay.
And this includes all polling stations, electoral area, constituency executives, regional executives, national officers, members of parliament, MMDCs, Council of Elders, patrons of the party, any other. But in the absence of the National Delegate Congress, because of the extraordinary situation we find ourselves in, the National Council of the party, which is the second highest decision-making body of the NPP after conference, decided, say, Yanko by this approach. And in going by this approach, what the party then decided upon, they say, Yebe acclaim Akufo-Addo, since at the end of the process of nomination, the picking and the filing, the vetting and all, he was the only candidate.
Okay.
Intino say you pose a question, na council SIG to then the Electoral Commission of Ghana will acclaim him as the presidential candidate of the ruling New Patriotic Party. Yebema media for na excusing. In line with the NPP's tradition, media for no excuse. In fact, another Akufo-Addo will give his acceptance speech. Okay. We are media for Mubeja for Simakakra. Now the sitting president announced the presidential candidate would then propose to National Council. Near Wako Adrian Hon, our person running mate. Okay. Or the better National Council anymore. National Council will brainstorm. Share the strength and weaknesses of Nippon or the other two yenim.
That brainstorm session,
Ebekoso.
That's what name.
But National Council will have to also take a decision again.
Okay.
The National Council so did say opinion bet me abo party in terms of our vote, our fortunes, and complement the efforts of the presidential candidate in the 2020 December polls. Then the National Council will then accept the nomination. Because the presidential candidate shall select his running mate in consultation with National Council. Then we can then also accept openly and outdoor the vice presidential candidate. Also will then give his acceptance speech to partner the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party. Then the president would then also speak to the nation and speak the millions of the NPP supporters across the world. Programming phone security is very tight, and I'm sure you can see. Aside the presidential candidate now, by end of the day on a presidential candidate of the party, he's also the sitting president and the #1 gentleman of the country. So it is expected that security will be tight. Once again, Maminjina. We feed so. Say me tell on say kuku damfo ni ministers of state in Biafra and komunya yomba beka by any oma kasa fefefe say onye member of councilor o de tenafie na hwe on fefefe o Adom TV so. Adom TV de bibia no beto for mo amuhu. Ni na no be hu na kama. Na almost so mutie wa sempa ene mo affiliate na across the country no. It is so far so good.
Fantastic.
And we are looking forward for a good day. And we wish the NPP family the best today. The showers of blessings.
In terms of ensuring the safety protocols.
Yes.
Because for council membership now, now me so 100.
100. Just around 90.
90.
And share names so say in Konya what them 100.
Okay.
And you won't be in transaction say what and I will be as you didn't want home. Terms of one who reception when you sign. And I have seen some ministers of state who have been turned away. I've seen some members of parliament who have been turned away. Senator, you know, I respect the protocols. And I would rather them also we've provided hand sanitizers.
Okay.
And you're spacing out the chairs. You're making sure say bibiano edana in accordance with our party's constitution.
In the end, Chemu Amoshe or Adom TV so no would make our way into the hall. Ne amamo hu said the Nyoma AC Airco in the hall. Whether we are to believe the national organizer Eka and now said to say ayekwa monsu mobetumi ehu.
Minia and Kahaya numbers of death, and no more money and Quebec Sopa. And I shall buy ways so near and you buy a Diego Aquemu to ease the sufferings of the Ghanaian people and come closer to the doorstep of the Ghanaian people. You share the provisions of so many amenities and interventions. We are encouraging our supporters and the Ghanaian people, say, let's not take these elections for granted.
Okay.
On the ballot paper will be prosperity and misery. On the ballot paper on December 7th will be hope against hopelessness. On the ballot paper again will be jobs against joblessness. And we are clear in our minds to say Nanka President Akufo-Addo Ejuma Kesi Obeye Ewie 208 and a Ghana for its minya and twaso beyond 2008. Ebi anenke can one district, one factory. Ebi anenke can 5 factories in a district. But ejani abeto huni into if the continuity eba abaimu na Ghana for the Ghana Sanshe and Sebian beyond December 2020. I'm sure that by the time NPP are buying Ebefi Ghana so Ghana for Nabeka so we would have moved our country from the shackles of poverty to the land of prosperity.
National organizer of the NPP.
And I wish you and your team here a wonderful stay here. And for us in the NPP, you are warmly welcome.
Yeah, that's it.
You are warmly welcome. Thank you.
And Tisamia Ukuni Atenin, national organizer of the ruling NPP. And the Jailan Wetimia Kotwaso Atwa Nejumedi Eso. Mamen Kai will say a Brano, some ministers of state, some members of parliament who are members of council will be passing through. Mehu Honorable Mekuduka around Dada, and he will be sitting down. But Mamen call back to Doc. Na Mimusa Doc, we're national organizer. Doc, what do you make of in Sama or the Atujano? It's all clear, of course. Nanado is the sole person or picking nomination form, and Omoya acclamation, which to some no mere formality form no announces Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would be his running mate going into 2020. Would that present a formidable team for the NPP?
Medasi, my mini kind for when so enchia ahwefo ene atiefo nyina. Amsa ansa na yebeba team no so.
Yes.
Yen nti bibia se ka se acclamation. One of the various forms of election.
Okay.
It is a claim bia.
Abatwo bisa.
Abatwo ne yato. Na kwa se nipa no. Tinye bia mem. Dom ni nyina akọ adwenkro se ne epe. Enu nti na acclamation no yente ase election.
Okay.
Na said ye mini an kan no. Se do na yo montana arrangement. Nti ye hwe said ye be ya ebeko na say say another plus to democracy say impokura no hwe acclamation na mo be na omo atimi akọ back akọ hwe omo mbrem asesamra no kakra said ye be ya say nipa be 100,000 no be ye no mpanimfo bi ama chese ntiase o mu a chese within the party na say ne kwanso a when it comes to the team ne there obi na ka say you don't change a winning team so to them am fi say the omaye no ene kwa mfa so mba e no e bi a team no beboa wo mo nti omo san keep team no a eno de am say omo internal arrangement san ye plus ma omo na advantage ba ko omo ne say now akwara nim presidential candidate ya be acclaimuni and aso be acclaimuni akwara nim vice president entino na aso mo campaign mu no idea omo advantage kakra because obi enu omo dada ene omo se mo ka entino I think say to omo no omo ka say formidable team am say yes.
Okay, Doc, Dr. Boabin, University of Ghana Medical School, said
business school.
Hey, Mr. Medical School. No, Fatima. Business school. University of Ghana Business School. You were Legona School of Administration.
Yes.
And I think you're free on a rebranding a course so into UGB as University of Ghana Business School. Make us a member of Parliament for Takwa in Swayem constituency. Oko Parliament or a deputy chair on the Mines and Energy Committee. Nidin Eddie George Mrekuduka. Moa Munim Takwa in Swayem. Then maybe I've been saying Konoye. Municipal Chief Executive ewa Takwa in Swayem. Honorable Akwa Badapom to them.
Akufo-Addo.
Okay,
Papa. Nyame hu yan mobor. Ye hu ye papa.
Ya mutumu. Show white here on easy. Victor na asa
na ehwe ma Nyankopon wa ya ma NPP. Na da mo fitei ma hye because of Nyankopon we yi na Addo danko Akufo-Addo za Ghana. Na not even NPP. Nyamina hwehwe ma no man na Addo danko Akufo-Addo otwene not about this critical moment. They be a bompa ya mubobi man. Na mubobi suma ebusia we na Addo danko Akufo-Addo was ma Ghana.
Okay, in himself we member of parliament and ye MPs nyina na ye part of council. Enti why are you here?
Obi say ehwa council no or head of another chairman for war parliament.
Okay.
Na me chairman akwasi Jemfi.
Okay.
Or qualified about council.
Okay.
Na sisi onyiha.
Oh, okay.
Nti amna me vice. Midinachi. Nti mutumo ba council.
Okay. Oh, it is chairs of the various committees are council members.
Yes, we're part of the council.
Oh, okay.
From parliament.
Okay.
We represent the parliament.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. So not just almost doors because the parliamentary committees are many.
Yes, but a few also are critical committees.
Okay.
Today.
The other committee. Mines and energy definitely is a very critical committee. And you're with Akwaba. Now, I mean, one may who say you are happy because you have a leader like the Addo danko Akufo-Addo. What personally, the attributes, but it is a describe the man Nana Akufo-Addo. Are there now, Becca?
Sir, Meka Mampain and Addo danko Akufo-Addo, no one sama. Ehwa or a lawyer. Na no law na why no. Was Oshas no, Moya in the Okuman Grofo. Anade Unwana Warbre, no better one. And say, another American can who about some kakra. Na ehwa most of no law practice no or ye man crofon juinska na continuously after 79 as about 90s I share democratic dispensation as far as Fourth Republic is concerned na role we play all this while na ni experience ni exposure there na ni willingness then opeda Ghana si wa indeed na another America ya bana kakra there we delayed in bringing him but now there will be a time the services will be needed more than previous until young farmer them time but I can attribute in terms of support for people or can be bid up or make sure that the thing is done and that alone you're okay for me because aban bi anyu ho a obeba beginning ni previous leader we indicate clearly the why disika no mo waka dompe and now why nam no mo waka dompe, and that is quoting former President Mahama. Now afterwards sikanyu ho no waba, now then he can clearly stand and say there mo from uncle school free. Where is he going to get the money? And Ghanaians were worried. Where is he going to get money? Say, or your rhetoric, another or kasakasa man of work can be okay. Make the mayor free SHS. More 4 years. But this is a munchen. Now me 40 year no. Now my free SHS. Say biara nchen because one short time. Also told mama from work school free. Into your bay obotumwa twintwanda 40 oboto aba also from uncle school free. But because he was determined, na ehwe na kumem so a onye de amanyo 17 or kan keke na opede Ghana mo from one education na Ghana ne da achi kodu nti obe na sikanyi ho na mpo o say let's implement it. In fact, people within the NPP po no one happy. Some people within the NPP say never zina mampe no babe na Ghana na yiska na sisi ama mo from aboko school free. How do we even achieve our objectives? Because say your uncle timpa millions of Ghana cedis near to ego. In fact, billions of Ghana cedis near to ego. Now, say Eyazi at a goa. How are we going to achieve our objectives? Some of us even ask questions. But indeed, only Morienti, he's been able to achieve it positively. Every Ashasana, and this is so on to me. On bado. Now, what do we see? You would there see, say, why quiet? Now, what's very vice, you know. Now, one revision be actually the one will be you. That one what's the revision answer. Inti si siarana wa bejintino. I don't think any political party put benya dam guts no them reyefi. Inti oya aza yanka wasam. Hwe me say Kwame Nkrumah oba ebe campaign or man the northern belt they won't go school free. Musicians so Ghana nyina ka bom bo ayer the ball campaign Kwame Nkrumah Nabado Nimu Asafo just there one ma northern belt no one call school free keke. But this time that time no put population about 6 million. Na Ghana you sika na brofie jensika. But this is a situation Ghana mampena no wodo da down no si sika na sakra. Na young population will do almost 30 million. Now irrespective of that wetum wejina no akade Ghana nyina imema northern region na the Volta region na Ashanti region kote wonko school Ghana mo from nyina wonko school free. He needs to be commended. I mean that alone some campaign anya hwi pa that alone because say education as a total nkro ana mana education owo form na to trust man na kawo ze bo mana na say invest in education. You can imagine the sort of chaos at the more money oboko. Oh yeah, papa. And see, I mean that alone or motivate me enough. There, baby, I made nebia mobo papa na bado. Na mo nyankubi or was Zambia. Oh no, so yeah, Brashibogomi. Okay. There be an small kind de wink when yadam mampeni wo
in Zambia.
Na oka so many reasons. And they be also that benanka obotumpo no wechia campaign keke. Na many natural campaign opedo huni keke. And see people all over the world when would they campaign na sabe oye bia o watema o wo bia o dwene man ho o oye ibia say edzini gina ho wo baby all over the world no represent wa other nyamba. Say a president mampeni no ihwana mampeni ni bia ogina omano n'enyim na o make sure that the institutions within the country no oyejuma and ehwe no so continuously one institutions why establish wa Ghana no oyejuma, and that alone is also something commendable.
But the critics akase under him there is a sense of state capture of all relevant state institutions are say to ensure constitutionalism in our country, and electoral commission, the police, even the Ghana Armed Forces, and the judiciary as well. So there is this sense of state capture everywhere. Among for way, family and friends, nepotism, and Sensembe around him. They don't really speak about him in such complimentary terms. Everyone say, "Oh, can you okay?"
Obi say a government na eba na o policies or fall in line with the various state institutions. And when the big nature of jama state capture, because institutions they also have a plan. And one zama wapede achieve at a point in time. And it's eba na o policies, o philosophy. One zama pede so fall in line. In fact, some may term it as state capture. But beside the Nippon or Academy, a track record. Then some wakaka after same state institutions. A bit the former President Mahama commending the Electoral Commission and even commending the Supreme Court. Will rule in favor of him. Obo Supreme Court Nabado. They will rule in favor of him. Now the same person saying something against the same institution. No, okay, why am I paying? And see, then it borders on the integrity of the person. Then you pan or academic, and then answer okay. And then answer also institutional better. We stand there, wait in Asamaman. And there are some now in favor and there's the same institution institution one. So then the credibility is not there. But where say nipa or credibility or can, then we can critique, and know the as American or candidate. But NDC as a whole so will criticize in this sense or a failure because what are the same institutions as why but when you are out of power that wanyazi. Sometimes we must grow as politicians. We must move out of nsemabia na yekeka. Na yehude maturity must prevail at certain points, especially when I am president da. Nasser Kasa, you must speak as a leader. You must speak as a statesman. Na attempt the integrity of Supreme Court. My brother, na Ghana yakoya na yabe. Because indirectly you are inciting, the youth of this country. You're managing here. Sometimes me charge one media fee. There, then you can send me a can water. I was worried. Abra na Mampe Mahamarikasa. Mr. Really. A president, a nipa pedersen bid the manodo, yam opportunities and bid the mando condemning your own Supreme Court.
He disagreed with their decision.
Now, it's a comment in Okekena. Say, as if Fantima, Chede, Aza, why or one fata. Ebon Tofa, Chede one fata, they obey them over them brano. Meanwhile, no one so a young brain and same ra. Say deeply. Say, yeah, can be today common sense. I will say there will be our common sense. I mean, they be a what's now, Mampine Guadism, the easy man. Now, sometimes no, or them are common sense, so or you do. There are some Americano at Assay, net accident. Now, say if you're ruling a Supreme Court is the bear now. Or Benara, the General Secretary of NDC, came out to comment Supreme Court. And Oji was a some yagizi now or yasam papa. Then I feature as the General Secretary to be for Bekasano, na party for Asia, including the flag bearer. No to the day, Konakajina Hena name, Nakasamahen.
No, at the time, not flag bearer any home, bit my meeting. But in order not to drift from the main, Supreme Court ruling, Yebenya Brune Yakano Hasem, Maba hope you honorable. But doc, we are a researcher. I mean, what do you know? I'm not from research, and then I wouldn't name about the man Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic.
Yeah, thank you. I'm the minimum kakrafan. Na coincidentally, it's a CDD.
Oh, okay.
From 1999 until Parliament,
99.
Yes.
Wow.
announced the CDD. It played major role. That was the time I formed Kodeo.
Yeah.
In the election activities now, workshops and I didn't know. Now, all program, I'm a program officer.
Oh, okay.
You know, we invite you. No, but
wow.
And to do every cry, no, Tenacity credit.
Yeah.
Baby. And to me, name no kakra. And better crack from 1991. I'm saying 92 election number 2B.
Oh, okay.
I'm a back campus. Now we have any rule no. Now we have who follow the Wafamunina 1998 or contested the former President Akufo-Addo sent out a candidature. Now we have 3 times why say and what be the president now. The first thing I want to near NPP SM or you'll be or train coma.
Okay.
Or wabutre papa. On the sun so. As I move out here because I'm fan.
Yeah.
And now or you'll be a straight no I can't. The kind those days a kwakusumba on a honorable Kenja Sanomane. Pimple no I can't say. Now enti Osha now side the Niamakakra obey him obey MP. Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah.
Call Attorney General, obey Foreign Minister.
Foreign Affairs Minister.
Yes.
I think MP Nico called 3 terms. In 96, 2000,
2004.
Yeah.
And Sana attach Eba. And now, Usha said ye Niama of Firm or Lusu 2008 election, Onyakuku drew. The na unimunwa the personality na make count.
Yeah.
Omo no mun be can say papa no ye arrogant. You see what he say, you see what he say. Oben no I'm say bibri adwene assessor. So in terms of personality here menene adwuma kakra we are very focused. And am fana adwuma eni agro. O steady na be say bibia mu na bem. Bibia mu na bem. Enti and personality, I don't know how to say, and I did back one who I met me who put the younger generation of person into mainstream politics.
Okay.
The man for Saul. But I was studying now. Who's ye? Say, yes, Obey President Crop, as well, mainstream.
Okay.
Until Shana Brabo Moa, Kikan Wapa. Those times, you workshop Cramano, Fues Kakra Onye. So, until Ubet me, I hear Kakra minim in policy and governance, and they say, and to say, will be on the Muano who say, hey, I have any chance to contest it, Debbie. And you know, foreign ministry, you know, to tune in your men, you know, said that she be a. And he said, now open you can say be a time I'll be a dear nonka or bantamwa. Yes, we win and I win it. I'm saying God knows best. And I think that a man I am fully prepared. Just a Wamachi Amanabro and Sana over the mainstream we say. In terms of the personality there, in fact, I've known him closely and I think he has a very good personality.
You know, that's what we've done, and it's senior journalist in the Joy Newsroom, Kweku Usopepra, 2011 Ghana Journalist of the Year. He put it together documentary on the man Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. And for the next 27-30 minutes, we would want to go watch that documentary. More mutie radio so any ade voice no eda senti mo so mo bete said the neoma esi echo inti the man Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is a documentary yeyi ama mahweye ba would come back and discuss nansana ya back to the hall akwa the main event na media bremo kokromoti power election headquarters so Adom TV so ne ye kwa basisia.
society cannot help them.
FM election headquarters Kokromoti Power and yade Bremunista will share in TV so Ubenu said the president of the republic said the national organizer can 11 a.m. pepepe and Obaba Bidu Alisa Hotel Hanyami Adom Waba Ababa Bidu enti Sawosha president and Ahoronensa area go through the initial protocols Ora Hall Hobibia main event no ebetumi akoso already the vice president Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Edikaya Badada and first lady of the Republicans so and ediswa when the security detailing so and edi won echi impanyefo a eka na entourage na honso na ehoro wonsa na omunyina ahwe etumi ewrem when the president arrival no a clear sign say the main council meeting no ebeshe asie enchebia the council chair who happens to be the national chairman of the party and ebe call it council to order na the main processes no etumi ashasie and the president bano the usual presidential convoy V8 ne ade no enye no na ode ebai we Benz saloon cars into similar cars and so and the vice president at the ebai in his social screen this wa baby sojani no ejina no those cars no vice president cars already kind at the ebai so na they were under baby NPP flags no ebono and no omanpenyin cars or no at the ebai the atmosphere is quite serene nipa no and sheda no so happy brave because of the arrangement a party ni die gu council members are less than 100 and from the report ayenya Ura Hall they've ensured strict social distancing said they nipa no into me enkobobo ho ewo eho inti we anya usual congress and as a conference atmosphere no nipa wa ha no ensheda and no because strictly by invitation on your council member oba ombema wo assign there have been members of parliament and ministers or mabaha omama won assign and that tells you the strict arrangement to go akwemu ewa Alisa Hotel. I said the American Akano where the president arrival no enche council meeting will be called by the national chairman Nejumedi Nankasa Etumi Ashesha. So those are footages live from the Alisa Hotel here in Accra and Mugusua Moshe. The president is here, the first lady is here, the vice president is here, the second lady is also here. National executives of the party, Ewaha, all ministers of state, members of parliament, and Honorable Mrekudu Kameye who said the chairs of some committees in parliament are members of national council representing parliament. Into Omunyina also Ewaha plus the various regional chairmen, the regional secretaries and our representatives from the various regions, Omunyina Ababi as council members, former presidents, in this case, no, John Ajekum Kufuor and so Ababa Bidu Eha, former national chairman, members of council Omonswaba, former general secretaries, members of council Omonswaba. Into Okika numbers Nibumoa, a little over 90 people in a former council of the NPP. Security and so tight. In your short near Sojania Utumuse, Oba, on Tenasi, Bibuginano, Ojina Hotel program no. In Beba area and Ayana and Wawa say Opeso Kugunsia obey den Nina and Samoa Nipa Bebrina a Busainti Shessa and Yoma Isia Qua Enche Jumedian and Casa Ebesheso. Now the live footage is Nefri Hall etumi Eddie Abram. Your election headquarters, Kokromoti Power, Adom TV so now for Sempa 94.7 FM and Adom 106.3 FM. And I share Eddie Jumediano Abrem. Into Monshan. Yeah, Munina Munimno Honorable Mrekuduka Edaso Ewaha, Sansona Dr. Thomas Boabin from the University of Ghana Business School, and so Ewaha, Obuayen, Ama Yashe analysis from now till the proper acclamation is done. According to the national organizer, event any event ebeche debre. And once they enter, once the council meeting is called officially by the national chairman of the party, General Secretary Ebema ne report. Uria na Electoral Commission for Ababi take over. Now Oma go through processes of acclamation. After that, the president will give his acceptance remarks. Uria, the media would have to excuse council. Now council has to call into a meeting where the president will propose his running mate to council. Now councillor brainstorming. If council approves, now omuji tumwa, now electoral commission for the also go through the process to acclaim the running mate. Now running mate, so I'm on the closing remarks. Mr. Closing, ne acceptance remarks. And sana the ewohono etumi atwatos na dwumedie no aba awiye. Just gone by a 27 almost 30-minute documentary emamo, and it's all on the man Nana Akufo-Addo. It took us through the history, baby, no, ne papa, how he came to be in love with politics. Mutie ni nuyaba, Mutie ni a very close friend who happens to be, in fact, a childhood friend, and a minister in charge of Agric in this administration. And I'm paying for the brain and nanom I which be near Debbie Brena Ekasai. Kokwe also did an amazing job. Eddie call back to the school I'll call here in Ghana, in the UK, and all of that. And the law practice, Bibi Koko PA in the UK, in France, and I'll sign back Ghana. He entered active politics, could be demonstration, and all of that. In a documentary. The documentary really captures the man Nana Akufo-Addo in 30 minutes. And to before say, yeah, but was my picking my thoughts briefly on documentary now. Yeah, share Honorable Mrekuduka, I share documentary, it's probably the strongest case yet made for the man Nana Akufo-Addo in terms of the life and bebrena enimna through this documentary, What are your takeouts?
Obi say every documentary now. What I picked in consistency. Mampain why consistent all this while.
Yeah.
The every new school in Brim, every abra, every me who picture bia, then who they know per boxing. Na obi up per boxing biano yeah a bit
disciplined, focused.
Because our rank kakra baby.
Yeah.
Until you need to be disciplined before you can box. Now everyone saw or achiever because them are music cannot everything. Bibi opera are determined to do it. I may midru hana introduce you doctor na menyuaje. Usande every na doctor na me go me pada me hu no background doctor na every na mo so ote na orizi campaign who dase onye politician na a researcher. No, optimism who does say that indeed about humility. A man pain is marketing. The picture answer na obey man pain will pay teacher hen Ghana for you there or ye be or ya home. But obi any by your there say a pede unipan subana man position. Na a man a town council a juma na wabay man pain. Na still the humility in him or ye too much. Because man paying the obesio baby are bobozin. And as a crown is uncle and you mention you by name. A page in a dom share now obozin Mrekuduka. And Manip Sipanakudri or Kaibianism. You mention you. I mean, and very intelligent man. Ewa, in see, among yourself, no, you to me a painting in Pebia, and Henny, I was bad adult. There, you pay them and say, and so on to them. And see, consistency has been hallmark. The BBR Biano, even before 1996, now even Koforidia, Sunyai to contest as a flag bearer.
Yeah.
Part no Kadon Chen when Jano Ho or Chene and Pasoso Beziman Pain Kufo nature. Okay, Bentuya, And Oba Chekeme. Them seminar to say wabra 2000 Asana Mampain Kufo Oreba from the president, the current president, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. You see, he's been consistent and very humble. I mean, Monsieur Bibi Frino. And Asam no so Obaka. Ghana no na say e bia utum kawadwena na was say Ayahomado. Ayahantan. Then they give you a lot of terms. But bia Asam no, you say it as it is. And leadership qualities, you know, onye adza onto me when you mean Asam intro. But because today Asam no ba on begina boano na we rebuke nti nkofo na Mampain into Mankasa and ebinum na no. Mampain will call you before him and tell you as it is. Ebi o hani leadership style no nye de onjina krom no ham. Ebi so ho abafro na atena n'enyim no waka wo bonaye. Then so ofata there sesa ba masesa ofata there o use in chance you sack you are you know appropriately. Nti ehwe na oye penyina we sua. I mean the presidency the market there we sua papa. Into maturity at its best, no exhibit. Na everyone so I mean answer no baba Mampain.
Yeah.
Na tarishem po bi hwe okado yi omama no hodo. Na tarishem keko. But obeye Mampain e will not all suit pa because of a lawyer.
Yeah.
Obeye Mampain ehwe traditionally. Ehwe ne traditional dress is ya no obeye the common eya bia shebi. The orange attire na any demeanor, the way I present no whole. I mean, all Baba enter hall and Mampain very simple, very approachable. The on your kunkuntai cars or be on your state vehicles because we know Baba a party Zama. If you are the way of presenting a convoy in your convoy, and cars a BNB na. That is Ubia original man. Ibia original man can call original man that how do we develop this nation together? I mean, Zanya democracy and Kamakade, the Mabri Imponan Konya de Botwaba.
Doc, from the documentary and documentary capture the life, the whole life in 30 minutes. I mean, from maybe I war, no, the experience of picking up. Uti ni bana punishment and under papa demand they say already. You know, until when omunyine di agrono, he would be locked up in a room, read. Now I bet summarize it. That's his punishment. Until that's been the upbringing. Ne papa was involved in the independence struggle. Until now, big politicians and that's where he picked up. I mean, for Onyi, so for 40 years running in active politics, and I eventually went to me. Winning the presidency. We'll take away from the documentary.
Yeah, I'm saying knowing him, and if you look at the documentary, and I hear read me as summarizing in three things.
Three, okay.
Three. One, so here said you will see submitted to instructions. It makes us very disciplined. Sanda sebe ya onda kurenti utimi pejana na no de gu dan no ho sebe ya na nkum enti no discipline so boa no ne papa ni ko still na no focus ya toso mienu eye ade bi a adwene share down course so nso hwe ne background a nanka ifie ye
yes
enti no o hwe a odwen ho se ne ma go through na ifie ye wa hwe na or go through Sanya Maniama, we say problems in India, could be a giant practice, Ukrainian Sika, and BB. Say a bimo or GBC boom crowd have scantinura politics. Tinanka Wesa from documentary in India and Kafia and Kaye, Honamu Adiam Quadia, Kabi here so behind home Bibrisa. Then the third one, a year, or special love be among mine. Utie be okasa bia or say the people cannot take it.
Yeah.
Come type be bia or can be making reference to Ghanaians, reference to Ghanaians. And here say we need nipa bebree sa. Not a bebree wa. you'll be bring NPP Munkwa outside NPP bit me conform war sa akoma no or my discipline me focused. And I think that generally that is the man.
The Markov. Okay, Honorable Nti, Sisiano, away from the documentary, now it's obvious there, going into 2020, this is the man your party is settling on. And he would go into this campaign on his record. My opponent, Akase, this is probably the best time for Ghanaians to make a decision. Because Ghana, for the 4 years of the NDC under John Mahama, and may limit him to 4 years because he is coming again and he was president for 4 years. The first 4, no, a vice president. Omahu Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo, so for 4 years. And a straight comparison of records, 4 years, 4 years. Do you think, sir, Mubenya Nanye Jinaso in this comparison?
Obi, Mezikanaka, there I was part of Mampain Kufone government.
Yes.
Na every first term of our government, Mampain Kufone Bredo. Yeah. Na every second term, most of the things you to me boast of were achieved during the second term.
Yes.
Every Mampain Mills Bay, na Mampain Mahama Bosodo. Every Nzama Wutumwa point out or in 1 second term. No government, and I repeat it, no government will Ghana ha the first term in office to achieve Nzama and another Danko Akufo-Addo government. No government.
You're restricting yourself to the Fourth Republic and now there.
Fourth Republic, Fourth Republic, even including the
Third Republic.
The third. Because I was analysis I'm ready. I was just track it. Na your trend analysis but there no other government. The first time because as you know, I shall say ne 3rd year, 4th year, name fee as in a fee.
Yeah.
War ne last time or 8 years. But easy open now. He said, "My from work school free, work for free." Or kedo obesity factories or district.
Yes.
Osisi. Ehun factories ni bia why ready mpa will produce. Or say, "My from atitifi when you juma nye brand atitifi immediately 100,000 one for one." I know see your president the means the whole of Africa da at a go. They were from for 100,000 with juma at a go. No. Na obena why ye? If you're planting for food and jobs, if you're working, why? If you're necessary allowance, obey with ya. Teachers, obey with ya. I mean, there in some original platform do can first time. Mr. Dam the many no say ezi Ghana politics ichi achara. Ebunde abani biara ba ne second term no. Because oba ne record no original do first term is Mbrunusa. Intima mukwan na but this time around, what we are going to tell Ghanaians in India, it's not like we are going to even continue. But yeah, Baba, your for is a camp, my eye and the dono. And Abanbiasu knew why social interventions are here, ma Krofa, what's or man, why yes, and the Mabani, including honors the mob man paying Kufo-Addo, so papa. Papa, because social intervention, it started from there. Now, NDC, when you crumple or catch a hand,
sure.
Not even one. I was the one. What can one pay? More sorry.
That's a work rural electrification under them.
Very obi.
Why NTA?
Abanibia you are oba on your electrification projects. Abanibia you are.
When we introduce it was under Rollins 1, NDC 1 now.
NDC banner light in Ghana.
No, men can't light in Ghana. But it was mainly in urban and peri-urban centers.
Absolutely. It's up northern part. In fact, electrification went on. I mean, during Rollins at the time. But and NDC too came to continue. Kufo came and lots of rural areas, including my area. Takwa Banso, area, it was during Kufo time electricity. And the electrification projects, I mean, a cat will you because everybody know Ministry of Energy automatically or embark on electrification projects. But Yereka thinking beyond the basket center. That is the most important thing. There, how do you bring in new ideas? I don't know my ban Sonko. Bringing on board new ideas. I'll bring a direct impact. I don't know for the social intervention. Now, when you tangible projects, then your roads, part of government, assess it because you've even established Ministry of Roads. That young KCC school are done. Ministry of Education, we embark on that. Young electrification, as you said, you have an entity embarking on that. But what is important in as I know you like health insurance. So it be agenda, obey then maybe access in the local hospital about to work on free. My pregnant women work on hospital free. The aged work on free. I don't know for the social intervention. The Abofraba or school about on free direct impact. Ebusebia benya Abofraba bia sabi wait to because of them akwenye into wait to work school. Direct impact. Now I everything road to create social intervention per the definition of NDC. When you be I had there or clinch to straw. Oh yeah, tete. Oh, nti Ghana for no mestre de odu baby a odi nyabotar pa na ehwe ya brabom as they are saying. The ehwe ya braboma na ehwe echira na yaka. Indeed, Ghana ya bracher. And the struggles now ya go through no, you to fa just a day to surmount and 4 years to surmount. Now every steps now you panel take to overcome these challenges, you know. And ofata osede ya manukwan more than that is the most important thing as a Ghanaian I will consider. Not even as a politician or as an NPP member, but as a typical Ghanaian. And anamona country no your future a bleak and there or ye dado future. And anamona ye to as a government 4 years. How they may say or power 1 year track one track in one year analysis in first for
but they tout that infrastructural record. And do that comparison as well. But Doc, where your comparison or say 4 years of Nanado, 4 years of John Mahama, 2 of them, God willing, will be on the ballot in December. Ain't a will be a 4-year record, and I said something beyond that.
Oh, Medas Bium. I can say you had the effort because so Obi esi dan no Obi introduce policy. Yeah. I'm a dan home so very difficult to compare the two.
Compare the two, that's true.
But generally, bet me the NDC and the NPP the effort. But I never go in here and say about 2 years between. And near ma a betray the obedi nkunim no nhyɛ da nyɛ comparison no nko ho.
Oh, okay.
One critical factor is the effort of the other political parties.
By other, you mean the lesser known parties, the smaller
including
parties?
NDC.
Including NDC.
Yes.
Okay.
So how no? Me fan say no nya den kra. Na ma no puni say no no opponent no. Ontimi nto no say say dey obi win.
We win.
Enti no, the first critical factor is how
the strength
prepared
of the other parties.
How prepared are the other parties? Structures we no di egu akwem, because so compare the previous elections around this time.
Now other parties, so I mean, you could see PPP all over the place.
You don't hear anything about any other party.
Yeah, that's true.
Including NDC.
That's true.
So about TV, this is a press release, or more kind of news, you know. No, no, so crowd be on no team me crash here, or no on table of on the press conference the other day. So until say, yes, sir, na ama the ruling party no
in your
advantage. I tell you, yet they cry or nyehwe cry or advantage. And one critical factor. And the two, the eka ho asem the ruling party no so ono obeye. And nyasa de obeye nko a awrishiremu trust nipa wonu say de onya ye kra waka say obeye no. E betima hwewia ahun say papa we de wakan bring ni ho de but gitun say oba obeye eno ho ana. Nti the ruling party no so ne activities and any effort and any posture a critical factor. The third critical factor is the leading members of the ruling party. Not from the party.
The leading members.
The members.
Okay.
The prominent people.
Okay.
Because among company a grantee interview, very critical. Sometimes a comment. Nema bebre o ha binom bi o ha off camera cry near there. The here said the be I don't want to use the word amanfoto is arrogant.
Yeah.
No. So be say I can be a leader name about the discipline and humility there. And there's all the you know also why
you reflect
until there omo no be no and also and a betchere.
Think of four off.
Oh yes.
Like people can be turned off.
Oh. No, uncle to my way on to okay, about to many party, but on campaigning because of Kobinti. And they're very important. Say, Sanyamo, you know, now if you campaign seminal and then near man, and the bachelor you be winning. And the cherry winning.
But when we come back, because we need to build a competitive democracy, no? Here say the other political parties will be strong.
Very good.
On the ground.
Very good.
Na etumi aboya instead of beya say yen so tememu for no HUC we would have been given better options to choose from. In the conversation I would love us to have say Honorable George Mekuduka Ewa MP for Takwa in Swayem and Vice Chair on the Mines and Energy Committee Dr. Thomas Boabin Ewa University of Ghana Business School on also your election headquarters Adom TV so Kokromoti Power. We are also live on Asempa FM and Adom FM. Midi your say so ye kwaba sisi ayeba ye to adwumadi ni so.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep standing. We are not finished yet. The presidential candidate. Okay, please be seated. The media is going to capture it once again.
Okay, indeed, said ye motion the way ye hall ho ankasa bibia dwumadi no ekoso eno no.
Yeah, raise your flags,
Electoral Commission rep Wahana Wama President in Sasso showing say he's been officially acclaimed as the flag bearer of the ruling NPP going into 2020. That's the time our party members were waiting for. The official acclamation of His Excellency the President. What it means is there was a President man acceptance remarks telling the people, say, Adom, the EC rep near Samuel Tete, deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission. And here in Chebia, Omampenyi, Ebeman acceptance remarks, and the the campaign song for Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and council members dance to. Here in Chebia, President Ebe deliver the acceptance remarks. Now, Yasha said, "You might be see Ako live from Alisa Hotel." Said, "Yeah, Munyana, it's all share Adom TV so. Jumedia Air and when the president is ready, we'll go in there. Now, Yako Akufo acceptance speech.
Akufo-Addo
Official.
is going to deliver his acceptance speech.
Is the flag bearer of the NPP. Yentian acceptance speech now.
First Lady, the beloved, beautiful Rebecca, Vice President, Second Lady, our dynamic Samira, President Kufuor, Chairman, General Secretary, Chairman of the Council of Elders, Majority Leader in Parliament, members of the National Council, officials of the New Patriotic Party, officials of the Electoral Commission. I thank Almighty God for the honor done me today by you, members of the National Council of the New Patriotic Party, acclaiming me as the presidential candidate of the party for the 7th December 2020 general elections. I shall, with God's help, do everything in my power to justify your decision and lead this most deserving party to another victory in December. I accept in all humility your decision. The rules of the Electoral Commission and the Constitution of the Republic require that at the time of filing my nomination, I should indicate the identity of my running mate, who, if God permits, will be the Vice President of the Republic. The Constitution of our party provides in Article 13(3) that the vice presidential candidate shall be selected upon the nomination of the presidential candidate in consultation with the National Council. So today, I have the great honor to put into consultation with you, the members of the National Council, my choice of running mate for the 4th time, the excellent, hard-working Vice President. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. With your endorsement, the party will complete its presidential ticket, a feat that appears to elude some of our opponents. We have no such difficulty. We have a most fitting person to feature on our ticket. And I give you Mr. Digital. Mr. You and I were not there. The economic prophet, the Adam Smith of Wale Wale, my good and loyal friend, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia.
Kukrudu. 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 National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Freddie Blay, Your Excellency, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency, former President John Agyekum Kufuor, the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, Second Lady, my dear Samira Bawumia, members of the National Council, members of the Council of State, Chief of Staff, Senior Minister, Ministers of State, Members of Parliament, Chairman and members of the Council of Elders, National, Regional, Constituency, and polling station executives who may be listening, rank and file of the Kukrudu family, members of the media, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen, Salamu alaikum. I thank the Almighty God for this historic day. I want to express my profound gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, for the honor of reaching out again to select me for the 4th time to serve as his running mate. His running mate, and inshallah, the next Vice President of the Republic in 2021. This day is historic because it has never happened before in the history of our country that a presidential candidate will select the same running mate 4 times in a row. That's never happened before. His Excellency the President selected me in 2008 against all odds. In 2012, in 2016, and now in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, this tells you about the man, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, that I have come to know over the last few years. He is a strong leader. He's a caring leader, a God-fearing leader, a trustworthy leader, and a consistent leader. He could have dropped me in 2012, and he could have dropped me in 2016, but he stuck with me, and I am so honored that he did, and I am eternally grateful. Mr. President, I'll never take the trust and loyalty you have reposed in me for granted, and I'll continue to do everything in my capacity to support you in the execution of your mandate as President. Sir, it has been a privilege and an honor working for you, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity. God bless you. Mr. President, you have chosen me for the 4th time, and inshallah, the people of Ghana will give you 4 more years to do more for Ghanaians. Furthermore, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the members of the National Executive Committee and the National Council of our party. I thank them most sincerely for their overwhelming endorsement of my nomination. What can I say more in appreciation to all members and sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party, from polling station through constituency to regional and national level. You have loved me, you've cared for me, you've appreciated me, and I say God bless you all. I stand here today because of the sacrifices of my family, my parents, the love of my dear wife Samira, my children, my brothers and sisters, my departed dear friend, Kwabena Boydu, and my entire family, I thank you all very much. As a believer in and practitioner of the liberal democratic values and principles of the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition, like all of you here, I have been inspired throughout my life by the thinking and deeds, sacrifices and accomplishments of such great political icons of our country and party, such as Dr. J.B. Dankwa, Chief S.D. Dombo, Edward Akufo-Addo, William Oforiatta, Alhaji Yakubu Tali Tolona, Bechibi Lampe, Professor K. Buzia, Jato Kalio, Naba Ifa Kabo, Alhaji Aliu Mahama, C.K. Tedam, S.G. Anto, Alberta Jude Boahing, Araram Ponsa, J.B. Darocha, Hawa Yakubu, Gladys Asma, J.H. Mensah, and our own gentle giant, the great J.A. Kufuor, among others. Without them, I would not be here. I'm so indebted to so many men and women who have sacrificed and continue to sacrifice for our party and our country on a daily basis without reward or recognition. Mr. Chairman, it is our collective responsibility as members of the great Kukurudu family and as Ghanaians to ensure that the sacrifices of these great men and women have not been in vain. I'm therefore acutely aware of the sacred responsibility that has once again been entrusted in me by the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and our great party. It is a responsibility I will execute with utmost integrity, respect for our elders, members of our party, and members of other political parties. Mr. Chairman, I associate myself with the view of my boss, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, that politics is a call to service. It is about serving your country and delivering concrete results that improve on the welfare of your fellow citizens, without selfishness, dedication, honesty, transparency, and with the utmost integrity. I believe that an opportunity to serve Ghana is an opportunity and a privilege to serve all Ghana, regardless of ethnicity, gender, religion, education, income, and so on. It is in this context, ladies and gentlemen, that the policies of the new patriotic party, as implemented under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, should be analyzed. We have delivered and are delivering on at least 78% of the promises we made to the people of Ghana and across the spectrum of economic and social policies. We have not only delivered on our promises, we have performed much better than the incompetent alternative. Much, much better. They say we have short memories, but I don't think you can say that about the elephant. We recall that 8 years in office, after 8 years in office, the result of their economic mismanagement was declining growth, high and constantly rising inflation, rapidly depreciating currency, loss of business confidence, high unemployment, poorly regulated financial services sector, a collapsing NHIS, no ambulance system to speak about, this doom saw, 45% average annual increase in electricity prices, increases in taxes, the freeze on public recruitment, cuts in research allowances, termination of teachers and nursing training allowance, teachers arrears paid only 3 months after working for many years, corrupt practices associated with acquisition of passports, driver's licenses, and so on. Finally, they ended up with the IMF for a bailout. Notwithstanding this abysmal performance in office, they are still trying to make a comeback to give us an additional dose of their incompetence. Mr. Chairman, I know they don't read, but I entreat them to take a look at the data to get better informed on our performance vis-à-vis theirs. They should not only read the data, but they should try to understand it so that they don't mislead Ghanaians like their mosquito general tried to do after the verdict of the Supreme Court on Thursday. If they study the data, they would realize that for our first term in office, we have not just performed better, but we have performed overwhelmingly better across the board. Mr. Chairman, any claim to better management of the economy must ultimately reflect in the lives of the people. How have we been able to reduce the suffering of our people and make life easier for them after 3.5 years in office? That is exactly what President Akufo-Addo has done. We have ended the suffering associated with Dumso. We have reduced electricity tariffs by 10.9% compared to a cumulative increase of 264% under the NDC. And we have further reduced tariffs by 50% for the months of April, May, and June this year. We provided free water for households in April, May, and June. Petroleum prices have increased by half the rate that they did under the NDC. We have doubled the capitation grant, established NAPCO, created jobs, and stopped the freeze on recruitment in the public sector. We've recruited over 550,000 people. We've abolished fees for postgraduate medical training, increased the share of the District Assembly Common Fund to the disabled. We've exempted KIA from market tolls. We've ensured the implementation of our promise to employ 50% of the persons who manage the country's toll booths from amongst persons with disabilities. We've restored the teacher training allowance, restored the nursing training allowance, restored the book and research allowance. We are paying professional allowances to teachers. The 3-month arrears policy, salary arrears policy for teachers has been abolished. We are absorbing the cost of BEC and WACSI exam registrations. We've sent 40 students from our Zongo and inner city communities on scholarship to Cuba to study medicine. We've abolished 15 taxes, including taxes on financial services, real estate, airline, and so on. We've reduced import duties by 50% generally and 30% on cars. We've made it easier through digitization to apply for a passport, to apply for a driver's license, to obtain your pension when you retire, to buy electricity through the ECG app. We've made it easier to apply for scholarships. We've made it easier to send money and receive money from people through mobile money interoperability. We've made it easier to renew your NHIS membership, to register a business, and we have reduced the corruption associated with obtaining services from the public service. We've saved the NHIS from collapse. We are providing 600 million Ghana cedis to small businesses. We've made seeds and fertilizers and extension services available to farmers. Whilst reducing inflation and reducing interest rates, we've halved the depreciation of the cedi. We've paid allowances to UN personnel, increase from military and police from $31 to $35. And we have spent over 15 billion Ghana cedis to save the deposits of the people whose banks were collapsing. 15 billion Ghana cedis. Last but not the least, we have implemented the free SHS policy that they said we couldn't do. Mr. Chairman, we have been able to do all this because under the visionary and strong leadership of the President, we have managed the economy much better. After 8 years in government, the NDC economy could not afford to pay teacher training allowances of just 60 million Ghana cedis. That economy, it could not afford to pay. So they had to cancel the teacher training allowance. In our first year in government, we restored these allowances, reduced and abolished 15 taxes, implemented the free SHS. In fact, by 2019, free SHS NAPCO, the tax decisions, the tax deductions, teacher and nursing training allowances, and the cost of cleaning up the financial sector mess that we inherited was a total of 20.14 billion Ghana cedis. 20.14 billion Ghana cedis. So how can an economy that could not afford 60 million Ghana cedis on teacher training allowances be able to undertake an additional 20 billion Ghana cedis expenditure in just 3 years? This is why the NDC never believed that free SHS, which is costing us over 2 billion Ghana cedis annually, was possible immediately. We made it possible, and the difference is the competence of the economic management under the strong and decisive leadership of President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is therefore important that we stay the course and not play chaskele with the economy. Incompetent economic management has major consequences. The money we used to clean up the financial sector, over 15 billion Ghana cedis, and to pay the excess capacity charges from the power purchase agreements that the NDC entered into, could have been used to do much more. Mr. Chairman, we have done a lot in the last 3.5 years, but there is a lot more to do to realize the vision of the President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. The goal, as set out by the President, is a Ghana beyond aid. It is to build a modern, prosperous, and self-reliant nation which leaves no one behind. We have started putting in place the building blocks and systems. Economies work when systems and institutions work. We want to move away from the discretion of individuals to the efficiency of systems and institutions. Economies that depend on the discretion of individuals to get things done are generally inefficient and breed corruption. Many people have wondered why we have taken such an interest in digitization. The answer is simple. We are thinking about the future, and digitization holds the key to the future in boosting economic growth, efficiency of service delivery in the public sector, reduction in corruption, transparency, and accountability. As an economist, I understand that there are certain key systems and institutions that have to be in place for effective monetary and fiscal policy. These include a unique identification system, an address system, and financial inclusion, and an efficient public sector delivery. The application of technology through digitization is going to help us put all these systems and institutions in place. Digitization is the best way to protect the poor and the underprivileged, and who have no connections. With digitization, I can renew my NHIS membership on my mobile phone or apply for my passport online. I don't have to know anybody. With digitization, government revenues will increase several-fold. You will not have to pay a bribe to get a driver's license or a birth certificate. The implications of digitization for the economy are phenomenal. We have finished uniquely identifying about 2.5 million houses, and we have 1.5 to go, and we will complete that before the end of the year, and then the posting of the addresses on the houses will start. By next year, all government services can be obtained and paid for electronically at one portal. So if you're going to Elmina Castle, for example, over 90% of the bankable public in Ghana today have this bank account into which they can make and receive payments as well as receive interest on their balances. So, by the grace of God, if we come into office next term, we are going to continue with this process. We'll digitize the land registry. We are going to bring in the credit reference agencies, which would make it easier to get a loan. Interest rates should decline. The progress of work on free Wi-Fi to the senior secondary schools is ongoing, and we will provide it. We will aim for 100% electricity coverage, industrialization and agenda on bauxite and iron and steel and automotive and pharmaceuticals will take place. The President has already stated Agenda 88 that we intend to build district hospitals in all districts that have none, 7 additional regional hospitals, 2 additional psychiatric hospitals, and so on. So we have an exciting future ahead of us. President Nana Akufo-Addo is building a future for the youth of this country, and I'm asking all the youth of this country and the good people of Ghana to give Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP 4 more to do more for you. Mr. Chairman, in conclusion, I would like to state again that I am most honored and privileged and thankful that I have been chosen by the President to serve once again as his running mate. It is important to note that my job as running mate is to support the President in implementing his vision. The best running mate in the world would not make a difference if the President is indecisive or incompetent. I am thankful. I said that the best running mate in the world will not make a difference if the President is indecisive or incompetent. I am thankful that in the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I have a strong, decisive, incorruptible, and competent President to work for. Mr. Chairman, all I can say now is that I wholeheartedly and with all humility accept the nomination, and I am ready and prepared to serve. I say to President Nana Addo Dankwa
Akufo-Addo 2020 elections inti Sisiana Owie ni speech o deliver, and through this speech he attempts to tout the NPP's achievement in government over the past 4 years and or draw direct comparison to that of the NDC. He said in the analysis na and he makes the point say NPP are achieving overwhelmingly better than the NDC in the last 4 years. And to weigh any message our moton Ede Ama Ghana for. I mean, he again took a swipe at the NDC. Say among kind they don't want to look at the data because also data now it leaves you with no option than to say NPP Amanyoko na abo modern. And he made another interesting point. Say it doesn't matter how solid the running mate is. It's a flag bearer no enya. Running mate no into me enya she. And that was an interesting, comment from the vice president who happens to be running mate to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The party no air to party anthem.
To free Ghana, the elephant is. And when they say, we shall wait to free Ghana. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, we can't end this session without having the Don Dada himself, the man who started it all. Former President John Ajay Kufuor is the name. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's important that at a national delegates congress like this, the former president addresses us briefly. So we can wrap it up for the first session, and then we'll break and come back again for the outdooring, the unveiling of the Nana Bawumia ticket for election 2020. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, our distinguished first and second ladies, Mr. Chairman, members of the National Council, including all of us, I'm honored and very happy to be here today to witness the outdooring with hope, with vision. This leadership doesn't just talk, it does do it, does the work. And I believe this is why Ghana should give NPP. I always say our party is destined to lead in the transformation of the country. And the party keeps on giving the leadership that will do the work for Ghana. And it's a typical example. Even in the teeth of COVID-19, if you listen and you see, and then, as the Vice President just said, go to the statistical department, check the figures. You'll be surprised with the achievements being done. And this is why I'm so happy to be here. It's not given to old men to see their children, grandchildren rise and prosper the way this party is already displaying. And I pray that the good Lord would bless our current leadership to lead us into victory, and the victory should be sustained. Victory after victory after victory. So we give Ghana the transformation all of us pray for. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, for inviting me, to the meeting. I'm a member of Council of Elders, so I'm entitled to be here. I'm also, in a way, I was the bridge between the old party and the new one. And it's not a broken down bridge, so I'm happy to be here. And I pray that Nana and Mahmoud would continue, and then the future of the party will be sustained for Ghana. Inclusively, it's not just for our party, inclusively. The rule of law, wealth creation, humanity, all will come together. And the promise is clear for anybody who wants to see. God bless all of us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. DJ, thank you. Thank you. The Electoral Commission, Mr. Chairman, is begging leave of us before they are accused of being members of the National Council. So we put our hands together for them and say thank you very much for being with us to perform their constitutional duty, with your permission. Mr. Chairman, we're breaking for 10 minutes, and we'll come back. Maybe you're not even going out. Stretch your legs, get some water, so we can continue immediately, and that will be the grand outdooring, unveiling of the Nana Bawumia tickets. Let's not forget that we are social distancing, and so we are keeping to COVID-19 protocols. So Mr. DJ, just give us 1-2 interlude, and we are sitting down in some 10 minutes. We are sitting back in 10 minutes, so we can continue.
Okay, science mamunyina akwa baby Adom TV so any Asempa FM and afi Adom FM election headquarters here Bremo live from Alisa Hotel and yeguso ede honsem Bremo enti the main event no etrumi aba ewieye. That's the acclamation of the flag bearer and the running mate. And Tijumediana Akoso every running mate no amani speech. Yeah, trains the president Akasanso main speech. That will be in the second half of the event. In the end, same way, yebeko into the hall. A hall and a Chief Jerry Forson, I crado on a party in Penifoni Biahono, Ebeshading Como, and that is where the council meeting Ankasa Koso. And mind you, say only members of the National Council and a bar for this acclamation event. In the end, go back to the hall, Chief Jerry Forson, I crado on a council members Nibian Shasie in Como.
The media may stand.
Okay, dear boy, and home then say Nioma Ebetu Tom na Yetimia link up with Chief Jerry Forson live from the hall. Na Yasha said the Nioma Besi Ako. Ain't he? And no end to Tom, no my member back. Na afe Dr. Thomas Boabin da so ewa ha. Doc, time ani na ye train no abaso acclamation na happen. Running mate na kwanya kasa. Flag bearer na so nya kwanya akasa. What ye wo me no et was saying.
Oh. Said almost see a home watching. A friend of my best friend. And you know, I said, chemistry, no, in fact, if you look at combination, I was thinking about it. There are so many, about 8 different areas. Because we have one geographical factor, north and south. We have religion, Islam, Christianity. We share our background. One is
a lawyer, the other an economist.
And then the governance. One is pure politician. The other one is a technocrat.
Politician.
And until we share our combination, we share age, energy. And Nana is not as strong as Baumia. And when you combine all these factors, which means a very strong team. You have a very strong team. Unfortunately, we don't have other teams, for other political parties for us to compare. And you know, but I'm saying so far, our team is very strong. Very strong.
It looks like a solid team. And Osha Vice President and so statement on my
yes.
Which was he spent time to tout on more achievement and or try so better draw the distinction between them and the alternatives out there. Do you feel say or market part in the message from his statement?
Oh yes. In fact, who says they say or started as a technocrat. Now or move gradually or mature into politics. Because we're here or hit on 3 critical things. Apart from say or appreciate now my party supporters and energy, or sign solid achievements. And also attack the political opponents. And or achieve within that short space. Now we had the media around the year worldwide. He communicated perfectly. Yes.
Okay. And again, the issues of the attack on the opponent, because you can see, say, there is a deliberate communication strategy.
Yes.
Say, push into the minds of the electorate, say, the alternative is scary. The alternative is incompetent. We are competent. And you would also realize, even when they were in opposition, that was the strategy. Or mobile power, and society. Do you believe, say, when power was handed over to them over the past 4 years, Omaye Ejuma to conform with some message, to Ghana for trim, say we are competent, they are incompetent. But Matisse, the national chairman of the party, Kasa, in the Ebekwa Freddie was me will blay about now. Where is our question? I know I'm a Mintian Comra.
The former president of the Republic of Ghana, Uncle J. Akufo, the First Lady, Second Lady, Chief of Staff, the General Secretary, hard-working General Secretary of our party, Chairman of the Council of State, executives, the various chairmen of the regions who are here, and all of you. We've just gone through a very interesting, solemn, good. We're satisfied with the arrangement that we have made. The President of the Republic has been confirmed to run for the second term. He has chosen his Vice President for the fourth time, as we've been told, and we all have accepted it as General Counsel. We welcome you to join us, the media as well. And maybe we're going to go through this brief session again. I'll call on my General Secretary to come and tell you what we've done so far. And then later on, the President will be called on to the podium to give us a speech. But earlier on, as you are aware, the Vice President, in a very short summary, but exhaustive description of what we've done within these 3.5 years, I think the media, you need to know it and let Ghanaians know exactly what has been done, what has been achieved. And he mentioned it, specified that he is happy to accept the position, to work with hard-working, tireless, decisive president for the second time. And I am saying that it's going to be a formality. As you all know, this government has performed. The president has performed. His vice has performed. You all who have had various positions have also performed. But there is still room to improve upon it. And the second term, you all have to work hard to make it happen. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We started it. Now, this is the second session. You, the media, we invited you to join us at this juncture. It is my pleasure. It's a very happy day for me, seeing that we all are satisfied. But at this juncture, I will humbly and with satisfaction call on my General Secretary as well to come and give you a little briefing. Thank you very much.
Let me see your 4 more to do more for you. 4 more to do more. General Secretary.
Mr. Chairman, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency the Vice President, the First Lady and the Second Lady, the former President, not only of our country, but the bridge between the old and the new of the New Patriotic Party. Council members, we are happy, and I can see from your faces that today is the day. We just finished the first session by going through the process of ensuring that we meet the constitutional dictates of our party. That requires that, per the processes, our presidential candidates must be acclaimed by the National Council of our party. We are fully aware of the COVID situation, and as a result are taking decisions that respect the COVID-19 protocols in order to protect ourselves and protect the people that we lead. This extraordinary meeting of the NPP National Council, as you are aware, was divided into 2. The first session has taken care of the acclamation of the President and the consultation with the National Council to nominate the running mate, and that has been done. The presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party is His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. the running mate for the New Patriotic Party is His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. From the qualities and the exceptional consistency that the President has shown and the confidence he has reposed in the Vice President clearly shows that this man has an exceptional quality that requires us as a party to acknowledge. Now, the name Bawumia is a household name. The name Bawumia, when he doesn't even speak, creates more problems for our opponents. When he speaks, that is worse for them. I can say without shred of any doubt that Dr. Bawumia is one of the most successful vice presidents of our country in all time. So, fellow Ghanaians, members of the party, NPP once again present to you the presidential ticket you are familiar with. We present to you the tried and tested ticket. We present to you the Akufo-Addo Bawumia ticket, the ticket that has an unbeatable track record in terms of delivering its social contract with the Ghanaian electorate. It is the ticket that promises and delivers. It is the ticket that you and I can trust without hesitation. It is the ticket that has successfully implemented the biggest intervention in the history of Ghana in the area of education, which is the award-winning free SHS. A policy that has secured the future of over 1.4 million Ghanaian students who will have otherwise have dropped out of school. It is the ticket that undertook the biggest intervention in the Ghana's national ambulance regime by delivering a total of 300 state-of-the-art ambulances at a go. A feat that no government in history of our country, right from the days of independence until now, has been achieved. The Akufo-Addo Bawumia ticket is that ticket that is delivering one district, one factory. It is that ticket that is delivering planting for food and jobs. That ticket that has delivered rearing for food and jobs. The ticket that has restored the teacher training allowances. The ticket that has restored the nursing training allowances. The ticket that took Ghana out of the shackles of the IMS and their draconian conditionalities. It is the ticket that set up the Office of the Special Prosecutor to help fight corruption. It is that ticket that has successfully passed into law the Right to Information Act, which had been sitting on the shelf for more than 2 decades, gathering dust. It is that ticket that abolished about 15 nuisance taxes. It is that ticket that established the Zongo Development Fund to accelerate the development of our Zongos and inner cities. It is that ticket that established 3 development authorities to achieve a bottom-up approach to development through the Ministry of Social Development Initiative. It is that ticket that has successfully delivered NAPCO, where as many as 100,000 of our youth who were unemployed has been taken through training program in order to ensure that we increase their employable skills. It is that ticket that has delivered the nation from the biggest digitization drive aimed at formalizing the Ghanaian economy. It is that ticket of incorruptibility and discipline. It is not surprising that when the NPP opened nomination for our presidential slots, nobody in the party attempted to pick the fox. Ghana, and indeed we in the New Patriotic Party in particular, couldn't have been blessed with a better leader than His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. A leader whose vision knows no barriers. A leader who believes in community than self. A leader who puts the national interest ahead of his personal interests and the interests of his political party. A leader who works at satisfying the needs of current whilst upholding and protecting the interests of the next generation. More instructively, council members, we are talking about a leader who shows leadership when it mattered most. I am sure the whole nation will recall that in the period of global health crisis occasioned by the COVID-19 outbreak, which has shattered many economies and destroyed many families, everybody had clamored for leadership. Many presidents have given up the fight against the pandemic. Many governments have absolutely no clue on how to strike a reasonable balance between fighting the pandemic and also protecting the life and livelihood of our people. Then came the President of the Republic of Ghana and the leader of the New Patriotic Party, who rose to the occasion, carried the world along, and showed the way through which his award-winning inspirational words and deeds that got the world talking. Almost every world leader hailed President Akufo-Addo for the leadership he has shown in this period of global health crisis. We certainly have every reason to be proud of the visionary leader God has blessed us with. All this has been done in just 3 years, 3.5 years. You can imagine if His Excellency Nana Addo had immediately followed from His Excellency J. Kufuor, the transformation, the foundation that was laid, we wouldn't have been here talking about just training colleges allowances, talking about school feeding program. It is instructive to note, and I think that it is important for our friends from the opposing side to recognize that saying that we are social democrats must not be in slogans. It must be in deeds and action. It is almost 3.5 years now when His Excellency, the Vice President, put out a question to the NDC that they should show one social intervention program. Only one.
Just one.
Just one. We can show, although a center-right political party, all the social intervention programs that affect the lives of our people are programs that was introduced by the New Patriotic Party and its tradition. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, shall we all rise up to welcome His Excellency, the presidential candidate of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo.
John Ajikun Kufuor, Chairman, General Secretary, Chairman of the Council of Elders, Majority Leader in Parliament, members of the National Council, officials, members and sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. My dear friends and colleagues, these indeed are not normal times. Here we are at what should have been a crowded, happy, even riotous climax to our internal party elections that would take us to the general elections in December. Instead of the loud, jam-packed gatherings that we know, we've been reduced to the social distance correct roomful of 100 people. Thanks to technology, I know that we've been joined by hundreds of thousands of our members and supporters at home and abroad who are able to follow the events as they happen. First Lady, Vice President, Second Lady, President Kufuor, Mr. Chairman, General Secretary, Chairman of the Council of Elders, Majority Leader in Parliament, members of the National Council and officials of the New Patriotic Party. I must confess This is a rare experience for me in my long political career. And I'm not talking of the acclamation by social distance. I refer to the fact that at any time I have run for any office, I've had to go through a long, often bruising battle. And this is only the second time that I have not been contested. Once at the parliamentary level, and this, the second, at the presidential. I'm glad to add this to my portfolio of political experiences. But most of all, I must express my heartfelt thanks to all members of our party across the length and breadth of the country and abroad, and to the party office holders who are responsible for the process that leads to the election of the presidential candidate for our party. Thank you for the belief and confidence you have shown in me. Thank you for your trust in me to lead our party to an unquestionable and resounding victory at the elections in December, just as we did 4 years ago in December 2016. I do not take your trust lightly. I come to this moment with great humility and with deep gratitude to Almighty God, who has bestowed this exceptional honor on my modest self. The leadership of the new patriotic party imposes a sacred trust. Our forefathers, right from the beginning of formal politics in this country, made an unspoken pact with the people to treat them with respect, and if given the opportunity to govern, to do so with honesty and dedication. At a moment like this, my mind goes to our leaders throughout the ages, and I feel strongly the weight of responsibility that comes from continuing to step in the shoes of George Parr Grant, Joseph Boachier Danquah, Emmanuel Obetsebi Lamte, Edward Akufo-Addo, Simon Diedong Dombo, Kofi Abrefa-Busia, Victor Owusu, William Oforiatta, Albert Eduboahene, and others like Bafo Seyakoto, men who showed exemplary leadership in defining moments of Ghana's history. And of course, in every sense of the word, into the giant shoes of the second president of the Fourth Republic, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, whose outstanding tenure took Ghana to a whole new level. I have no choice but to use the inspiration that comes from invoking their names to lead our party and the people of Ghana with dedication. Today, there are some amongst us in this country who would take for granted the idea of a democratic Ghana and will make light of the rights and obligations that come with living in a democracy. If you are a leader of the NPP, if you are a member or supporter of the NPP, you would know that every inch of democratic space was fought for and sometimes died for in this country. Our Fourth Republican Constitution is crafted on multi-party democracy. We did not get there by chance. It took a long and difficult battle. Today, some take it for granted. The multiplicity of media outlets and the freedom of the press, these did not become part of our governance landscape by happenstance. It took a long and difficult battle, waged largely by the political tradition to which we belong, to get our nation to where we are today. Friends and colleagues, I recall some of our battles not as a boast, but because it bears reminding all of us where we came from, and more importantly, to remind us in the NPP of the heavy responsibility we carry. We know what we stand for: the rule of law, freedom of speech and of the press, individual freedoms, the determination to liberate the energies of the people for the growth of a property-owning democracy, to build an economy that will create wealth for all our people and not just for the elite few. I need to remind everybody that ours has been the only political tradition in this country that has espoused the development of the country and of the individual as part of our foundational beliefs. Hence our motto, development in freedom. Whenever we've had the opportunity to govern, we've been guided by these long-held principles. That is who we are. We have been consistent. It is in our DNA, and we dare not and would not stray from them. In the 3.5 years that it has been my abiding privilege to lead this party in government, we have kept our eyes firmly on those beliefs. All our flagship programs are rooted in the effort to liberate the energies of the people, to grow an economy of which all the people can be part. In spite of the truly abysmal state in which we found the economy of Ghana in January 2017, we can be proud of what we have been able to achieve in the past 3.5 years. We're not there yet. We're not where we want Ghana to be, and we're very much aware of the amount of work that remains to be done. We have demonstrated, though, beyond any shadow of doubt, our competence in the management of the national economy, since without competence, we cannot improve on the welfare of the masses. We have also certainly changed the outlook on education in this country. Free SHS has brought relief to many homes, and secondary education is no longer the preserve of children whose parents have the means to pay their way. Free TVET means that young people can learn for free technical and vocational skills that set them up for life. The first cohort of the young people to have benefited from this brave and forward-looking policy graduates soon, and we only have to persist for a few more years and we would see Ghana change before our very eyes. We would have an educated workforce, we would have a better informed population, and would be better placed to compete in the world. We are investing in the future of Ghana, and it is to the benefit of every home in the country. We've been busy in the delivery of physical infrastructure as well, and I'm happy to report that just after 3.5 years in office, I can say without any fear of contradiction that every constituency in this country has seen the provision of some basic infrastructure to their communities. In other words, we have not limited the construction and building of infrastructure to the cities, but our towns and villages are seeing development as well, because we do not believe in leaving any community out of the development program of Ghana. The provision of water, toilets, warehouses to store agricultural produce are all helping to improve the look of the rural areas of our country. We have not stopped at water for all and toilet for all. We are pursuing infrastructure for all. Our approach is different. We owe it to Ghana to be different. The huge investments we're making in agriculture mean Ghana will soon be a self-sufficient nation in food production. The need to be self-sufficient has been demonstrated dramatically in this most trying year for the whole world. The arrival of the novel coronavirus has taught all of us that we have to be self-reliant, which has been my mantra since I took office in advocating the objective of a Ghana beyond aid. The pandemic has emphasized the fact that living on edge, living on a day-to-day economy is too precarious, and we all must have some buffer of protection in all aspects of our lives. The pandemic has also brought out some of the best in the Ghanaian, and I have been touched by the sense of community that many people have displayed in looking out for each other. Unfortunately, the pandemic has also exposed some very unpleasant aspects of our lives. Some of these difficulties, like the lack of adequate health infrastructure, the government is determined to do something about it as quickly as possible. We are embarking on a vigorous hospital building project aimed at making sure all parts of the country are adequately provided. The pandemic has also showed all of us the important role of good leadership in the management of the affairs of human beings. There are no hiding places when a pandemic is abroad. I thank the Almighty that I've had a hard-working team to support me as we have grappled with the management of the virus in our country since March. We did not plan for this unthinkable crisis, but we did prepare our economy well for tougher times, and we can build it stronger for you, the Ghanaian people, when this is all over. My dear friends and colleagues, this past weekend, our party came to the end of the processes that we have to go through to prepare for the elections in December, with the primaries in constituencies where we have sitting MPs. Unfortunately, in our enthusiasm and sheer unbridled joy, we broke some of the COVID-19 safety protocols. It should not happen again. I congratulate all those who came out the elections in December. As always happens during elections, there were losers. Many of these people are important personalities in our party and are playing critical roles in Parliament, as are all the others. But those of us in politics know that these things happen. We know that, to use the famous words of our one-time General Secretary, we have to continue to fear delegates. But we will remain firm in our belief that losing one election cannot and does not mean the end of your political life. I am a living example. I urge all of us to get over our disappointments quickly and unite to go before the country. This was the message I gave to the 42 members of Parliament who lost when I invited them to meet with me at Jubilee House on Thursday evening. I believe that the message went down well, especially if we recollect the impressive words several of them uttered after their defeat. We have a good story to tell, and we should go out to tell it. On every sector of our lives, we should show the difference between the NPP way of tackling problems and the way our opponents do it. We grow the economy. They shrink the economy. We create the properly regulated, enabling atmosphere for businesses to flourish. They allow chancers and speculators to lure citizens into putting their monies into dodgy enterprises. They bring our banks and financial services to near collapse, and we have to clean up, shore up, and restore confidence. They plunge us into doomsday. We keep the lights on. They look on clueless as hundreds of thousands of Ghana's children exit school at JHS, We bring free SHS and free TVET to prepare our children better to face life. They resort to crude language when faced with difficult arguments. We raise the level of public discourse. We owe it to ourselves and to Ghana to win the elections in December decisively, to make sure that we keep the economy on track and not in the hands of people who will run it again into the ground. Demagogic pronouncements about your so-called, in quotes, love of the masses do not put food on the table. Do not send the child to school. Do not guarantee access to good health care. Do not assure the pensioner the value of his pension. We do not believe in pitting the rich against the poor or the poor against the rich. We believe in helping every Ghanaian to climb up the ladder of progress, and we have been consistent in this, not just in words, but in deeds. We are told that those who were responsible for the worst economic performance of the last 30 years have learned their mistakes and seek another opportunity to correct their mistakes, that they have learned their lessons, and seek another opportunity to correct their mistakes. Dare I ask, should the presidency be for experiments? Surely not. You, the Ghanaian people, deserve better. And you will get better on 7th December with 4 more years for Nana and the NPP to do more for you. We have to win the election to see our many projects through to conclusion. We dare not leave the many factories coming up under our 1D1F scheme to be truncated. We dare not leave the free SHS to be, quote, reviewed. We dare not leave our roads to go unattended again, only to become part of a Green Book propaganda. We dare not jeopardize the digitization schedule on which we have embarked. I urge you, therefore, my dear friends and colleagues, to go out with the confidence that comes from your government performing well and running the affairs. Tell our story to the Ghanaian people and tell it often. Last Thursday, the Supreme Court, presided over by the Chief Justice, by a unanimous decision of the 7-member panel, settled all the issues surrounding the voters' register and affirmed the right of the Electoral Commission to proceed with the compilation of a new register in accordance with the provisions of Constitutional Instrument CI 126. The road has now been cleared for the Electoral Commission to proceed. I am calling on every member and sympathizer of the New Patriotic Party, and indeed on all eligible Ghanaians, no matter what party they belong to, if any, to go out and register so they can exercise their civic responsibilities on 7th December 2020 to elect a government of their choice in a free, fair, peaceful, and transparent election. The pandemic notwithstanding, we have to strengthen Ghanaian democracy. The December 2020 presidential race represents probably the clearest of choices ever for the Ghanaian people to make. And why do I say so? It is because 2020 is between the current president and the president who was voted out in the last contest. It is about leadership. It is about integrity. It is about the performances of the two men when given the opportunity by the Ghanaian people to lead. It is about measuring records against promises. It's about which of the two leaders has shown in office that he knows how to manage the economy. You, the voter, can trust to deliver. It is about which of the two men you can trust with the future of your children. It is about which of the two leaders you know you can depend on in times of crisis. It is about which of the two leaders you believe can put in motion the necessary measures to revive and strengthen the economy, businesses, and social services, and build our country out of the coronavirus pandemic. I am of the firm conviction that this nation, the Black Star of Africa, is on the brink of a decisive step into a brighter future, which will deliver progress and prosperity to all the peoples of our country. A united NPP, working under my leadership, in tandem with my brilliant, resourceful, four-time running mate, Vice President Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, who has just been resoundingly acclaimed by the National Council, the man who consistently sends alarm and shivers down the spine of our opponents, can in all humility lead Ghana and the Ghanaian people to take this giant step forward. Let us work hard together for a great victory on 7th December 2020 and embrace the future and our destiny with confidence. 4 more years for Nana and the NPP to do more for you. Kukurudu, Esi, Esi. The battle is still the Lord's. Good luck to us all, and may God bless the new patriotic party and our nation, Ghana, and make her great and strong. Thank you for your attention.
Raise your flags! Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, people of Ghana, the Nana Bawumia ticket has been unveiled with 4 more to do more for you. Chobai! The battle is still the Lord's. Mr. Chairman, it's important that special recognition goes to the national organizer and his able lieutenants, Nana B. Abdulaziz Futa, and the what is the regional event? And is it a regional event? Ladies and gentlemen, and then the women's organizer. Let's put our hands together. Put your hands together for this brilliant COVID-19 restrictions operations. Kukrudu! And this is beautiful. I think that it is worth that we commend them for this wonderful job. At this stage, I invite Mrs. Elizabeth Ohene to give us the vote of thanks as we wrap up this very memorable occasion. Madam.
Mr. Chairman, when I finish this, we are going to have a prayer. So I'll leave the thanking of the Almighty to the person going to do the prayer. I will just limit myself to the humans. And I think our greatest thanks will go to the whole army of behind-the-scene workers who made this possible. They are the ones, not just in this room, who got this room together, but the whole operation that enabled this whole thing to be viewed and followed by people, our supporters and our members and our well-wishers all across the country and beyond. We thank you very much.
Well, in Tebusa, I'm all quite Adom TV and Augusto Awushe, Oti and Kawa Sempa 94.7 FM, also Adom 106.3 FM. Yagusuo, Alisa Hotel, a National Council meeting and the acclamation of His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Speeches in Ibibri, and yet second session. This year, like I said, the Jumedi at the Aba Nevi, Ewaha, and Asamba back to your studios are a Hanum. Mami also phone lining. What share Jumedi?
Today was a culmination of the whole process of the internal elections and everything. It hasn't been easy. People have stepped on each other's feet, but, well, we are in politics. We hope that we'll forgive each other and keep our eyes on the main battle. Thank you all very much for those who came to this event. Even though we haven't been able to hug each other, the sense of fellowship is still in the room. And thank you very much, our new ticket. Thank you very much, our presidential candidate. And thank you very much, our vice presidential candidate. And thank you, President Kufuor, that you came to preside over us. And thank you all for coming.
Well, thank you very much. Honorable Sheikh I.C. Quay wraps us up with a closing prayer, and then we'll sing the anthem of the party, and then that will be all for the day. For more to do more for you is a slogan for election 2020. Honorable Sheikh I.C. Quay.
If the president is indecisive and incompetent, sir, statement, who is saying?
Oh, yeah, okay, from Obia Unimbibia, what is our statement now? It makes sense. Yes, logically. President, no, and a running mate, no, Ebuano. And he said, oh, yeah, running mate. Now, you might be so near now, waiting a baby. I just said, oh, president, no, you'll be to me, a scene at Junipo, or yeah, decisive.
Doc, Mammy announced me phone line in 0246 807 983. The can't come out to channel home. Wait me a friend is here in our adventure Abba 0246 807 983 0246 80 79 83. Dr. Toto.
Said an American, ye free NPP cross in moi, a Kubia, so leader, and then I bid the Chira. Sabi no cry a perfect. Now, leader now, no chap come be the Chino, this would be no. So, no, why, Yan and Yamaya, and to for progress. But wait, I say, or Shedda, a kind. Oh, Henry said, you see, Casa in na of Pese or this to talk, Amanuku.
Okay. Yes. Doc, we'll share one statement I running through about one achievement. the cleanup in the banking sector.
Yes.
But now saying utie NDC for they are capitalizing on it, and they always hate on the fact say nipa bebre omachiro omajuma and it's for ni nyina no ombeto e dia ma NDC amayokuo no. How does the NPP make up? But you know who mami na me fa Gideon wa homa no so me ba ma beje wanu yi. Hello Gideon.
Hello.
Gideon at saying
Nyame Adom me hoye pa.
Okay, Gideon. Okay, kasa free Gideon. Me hoye.
Me kasa free Kumasi Amekom.
Okay, Gideon yente you are live.
Yes. Ye dia sida ni kabia na ma chedion ponkwame. The nanya me na nim se ne dey edakesi ebisia ma MPP amenyoko nyina bepeja nanado eni ba umiansa so muni eni coming December 7. Nti edenya me ase. Sawa ma edakesi abema mae. Ye nyina ye stress nyame boy na de be ye nyina ye nko register ye ntimi to aba ama nanado dankwa Akufo-Addo eni Dr. Bawumiana the next 4 years omonsa emojuma ma omagan meda wase so mama konye
Gideon me so me da se pa also obetimi abeka enkomotwetwe no ho 0246807983 0246807983 doc.
Yes, I'm the advantage to politicians in idea sa no motie sa clean up na a course no me finance person but from my personal policy wise
yes
anko so anka it will come to a time and anka banking sector ni nyina will come to a halt enti because at the end na say and at the end say you know obia ntimi nka se NPP for buy ya na be say ye e bi say ya che
doc me what so na me engage me viewers and listeners kakra afrafo Kumasi Mensa akwaba
already say enter matter for your word mo Amos as that type folder e pata about me juma
but o say afro say
me da chef Kumasi e pata about papa me juma aba e sama and now you need that papa and then that my budget na start to work you and then you pay that up on my penny na Akufo-Addo and so just 2020 just and then need the papa Mr. Other MPP Ghana I'm saying and then you know 2-0 or be uncle register e can be 2020 and then like my power to my Ghana my I Kumasi member Kumasi e kwa hudo wa hengina na ndo abua ama kwa ni na atotachia e chasa na get now dedication papa na ye jumasi no kwa bia e bisida but he mention of applying e should that so today chasa na Akufo-Addo o yo ma sabi kafa che o ma kwa ni kufafi so wa basa na ya o ye nyuma so kwa bo ma Ghana atupo yamana baso okay.
Medase also bet me a friend who have a canko but you know doc but
na me ka say politicians in the BC bia no mo be ka say bia be favor mo there is no way say intimacy
okay
say obia will lose in a job because of the banking sector clean up no
but doc now o say reforms no am bank enye okay
and there me sure say NDC MPP PPP obia head out and there is necessary but necessary na me say anya ne bra na o sankie yim
okay
nti na man ka nipa bibiri sa no say nyina hu so vice p was he spending about 15 billion cedis etimidia save amount for say be your lusu o deposit any ade na bibia amanya boka say dey say nye
doc manefa ayisi e wo Kumasi ayisi o temeka me wakwaba
ja sije
boko de
na me adara ma boko nfa so minim se onzo mpomo ye
na me adum yeguso yentie o
we de me de nyankopon ase so ma kwanya we se na me free bosom twen am kase free
okay
now it is good that we are having the presidential candidates for the NPP. Now Ghana the Indian say we all have an intellectual discourse. We are all fighting to push the nation forward.
one thing I will admonish the NPP presidential and the vice presidential candidate and say we should all sanitize our species, making sure that we are making productive discussions, something that will have a great benefit on we the youth. If you resort in abusive languages, definitely the youth will emulate, and it won't help for this country. Good luck to them. Good luck to President Akufo-Addo, and long live for Mother Ghana. Thank you, CJ. Thank you very much.
You see, also bet me afraid now beka and come no doc.
Yes, and necessary evil. Yeah, and na de na so bi beka say and will be a can na ne ho kire ni bia no ebeto aba ama party we na party we ndi enya no kre. Okay. Obi o ha o de party ne ba no kra fe no anya adwuma first time. Still pa on to ma omo. De ni pa hwe ho de to aba no ebi bro so. It goes beyond say we losing adwuma na say we losing adwuma. Enti no ebetima no kre say bia dodo na out of anger betimi ato ama party we. Okay. But what do you make say obi na adwuma abo no bia beto aba ma. And the any feasible. And we say. Okay.
Well, another question, maintaining fiscal discipline, especially in an election year. Yes. To say, can we judge or can we mark this government in this COVID-19 times, say, or maintaining fiscal discipline and answer because about say the NPP promise said they're going to maintain fiscal discipline in an election year like this. You bet me at this house should be another to and also COVID-19 yembu yanimbu so dog battle juna homami amakon ewa homano so amakon kwaba. Hello amakon temenka. Okay, na homano at bet me assign afrebio doc.
Yes, say them can you know say me claim to be an expert in finance when it comes to assessing whether we can maintain or not. But now it's very difficult because COVID hereby, apart from what they were referring to say, yes, election,
absolutely.
But then there's a budget to credit because of the COVID. And he said, yes, spend this car, COVID in India, Rebecca say, Omanya discipline, and I say, and you know, and these are some of the things you expect our other political parties and they said they should take them on. Yes. Because they are very closer. Now, so no, if you have others and Baba criticize it, the way I'm post chat here, no, and many pent me from home to so I'm politics no more, and I say, yes, I'm no great. But I think, say, I will still encourage them, say, try some bit at least. Now, Yaka Hododo. After election, after election, and it's important they do something about it. But I doubt if they can do as promised because of the COVID.
Okay, but moving forward, you know, maintaining fiscal discipline in an election year, the way to go. But many of every Cape Coast. Hello, what do you mean?
Hello. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm a
yeah, me bow but Osha TV. I'm penning His Excellency. I'm penning that President Kufo and all free beer Hanum says all free Alisa Hotel. Of our man, so my mentor adventure.
But okay, my room. Who Jimmy?
Me too.
I find say MPP mo flag bella room. Good, but never can say I'm way you want there, but I feel this isn't the good part of Lucy. Why?
Okay, I don't say no.
I will see because you're buying you might be why I'm a special Cape Coast Central region. But you must say, wait, I'm good Central region, I'll be an age man. You did a patch 3 times ever, you're too tough with Gubaro and buy that.
Also, then I also have Maton Safre President of my
Cape Coast Festival 3 times. You know, ever have your two staff from Mampany, one back. And the Cape Coast Central Region, you got.
So
you say, I finish because on Kai Central region.
Yo, but that's why. Doc, before you respond to the fiscal discipline question, I'm sorry, no. Concern as you see, I call a ready. Say, on my penny better now, so I'm inviting or Cape Coast 3 times on my ama Cape Coast for no on Moja. Mean to me, who's
oh, sir, I'm sir, I refer to festival.
Yes.
And now I'm invited.
But me this is some penny quant to me and qua,
obviously, say one of the able regional ministers, Kwamina Duncan,
yes,
who is doing so well there.
Yes.
Until me expect to say, but some of these calls you should expect. People back on him, Kwan, obey me. And but say genuine, you know, Bibi or Honso. Or say president on pay for some here now on your home.
Michael Efrefriko for Ridia. Mike Akwaba.
Yeah, that's it.
Good. Mike, ain't you?
You na video. In Tiancoma on a Wabijapo. I'm said, yeah, Yanana, Wami, and Yaki, papa. Now,
hello,
CJ.
Yeah.
The other can say, Yanana, but Juma, a year now, the other can say 2020, 4 years, yeah, they can. Because me say, CJ, my elementary school, 2013, Minya Juma, and not quite by you. When I be here and then begin the 700, the other can say, Nanadia, yet one so Name and Can. Nagana putting them for 4 years, no, and can, winning a Minya.
All right, Medase. Well, also bet me a friend, na Yajua drink chair, Brian Druha, Eswano, no, Yajo so drink chair, 2 fra, Yabefau, na Abudi, maybe Alcasa free, na Yano, Achiche and Como. Well, Doc, but so Mamina, on the issue of fiscal discipline, maintaining fiscal discipline, and the way to go, especially in an election year.
Yeah, idea hunting as a country, but I think say I see it mechanisms. I be monitor, open, transparent mechanisms. Bit me monitor. Na especially when you get a political party where committed to it. Said na binum baby you know. Ebi mo ka so mbe ba mo ntime nye. Ebi mo so kan out me some person mo yes anya covid year I'm saying this year and kebe hun bibi. Papa more discipline. And no you betimi as a nation in here commitment in the political world. After all, unyuma pa, do election year no a. Oye nyuma pa, do election year, and yes a year no kwa ena obetimi aye bibia nipa ato ama unyuma pa no hodada. Ghana for so yakaya de. And bibia here so say timi ye ho adwuma pa na nye say election be twam bia no na your financial basa.
Okay. Doc, but I say, Honorable Kennedy Akompre Japan, Member of Parliament for Asin Central, are joining here. Honorable Official Pa.
Official New Chess.
I want to know what here.
Oh, Mumbai.
Muzen visibly when you are Japan, my boss from who now when you what's the secret, Honorable?
Oh, I mean, we all know, say, and then, Addo. A president and a vice president to continue their good works. And to get the same team that have performed to lead a political party, it's not easy. And we all have to be happy about what they've done. I don't think maybe who says serious way so far so good. They've done very well for the country.
Nana Baumia Pay. One pen from Bra, says a woman Yajuma Abumu, who saying, I'm about so combination is a woman.
Now, they've been very, very consistent. You may be on baby, I will hear time on a pair on 2 occasions, and the 3rd time a week, and there's some opportunity the 4th time. We'll share the 3rd time performance of the president and the vice president. Now, who said, in fact, the pair indeed is very good, and it has helped the nation. Niame who was vice president, who say, were very diligent in his dealings. He articulates views, very well for everybody to understand. Now, it is not easy to get a good vice president to give the president support. So, now, her president, so he has also been very firm, diligent, and he makes good decisions at a black country. You can't beat this pay. That's why we're giving them the second chance without any contest.
To say you share say NDC Amarukono afi no mo be power vice presidential candidate. Ebenya susu bi ebema Dr. Baomi adwuma no ayedin in a way because as we speak ye nim nipa krokra omo e vice presidential slot no e ba be ma no.
On say if you have good people oni umbe adwuma very easy to choose.
Okay.
And during time President Mahama is selected to be the leader of NDC party. Not to date, they've not even come out with who is going to pair him or support him to lead NDC.
And you just say we need
credible people here to help him. It's unfortunate.
I see.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Former President Mahama doesn't have any credible.
No.
No,
to help him.
Yeah.
And yes, sir, he would have come out easily to send Misata. He just picked him because when him say, we're going to deliver. But this time, what do we see? Up to now, they're battling as to who should be his running mate. And no child say, Omo, and yet too tough.
Honorable Kennedy, I come to Japan. I'm no and Komo live from Alisa Hotel. You made any idea, but we are back room and Koma. Honorable attitude subaya as I say NPP amayoko no mode ko sa abatuo eyimu as I say you subaya ben bia with your experience in parliament.
Yeah, so we hear Ghana election here, they believe in leaders are dynamic, not at the same time humble. So humility is key, but also hard-working people that can deliver the country, just as the two have done. And also,
okay.
You see, I always say, me, Ghana, I'm say former President Mahama Khan say Ghana for a year, I will free. Because in the history of Ghana politics, it is only NDC Nkwana Supreme Court it will deliver judgment. They create, loot, and share. They have nothing good for Ghana. They are only coming to create, loot, and share again. And you don't need people like that. When you look at COVID-19, how the president has handled it, the whole world is praising him for the good job. It is not very, you see, when we are sitting back, would say simple. By the way, and say easy. So, there are things they are doing well, and we have to give them the mandate again to continue developing this country. I always say, President Akufo-Addo has 10 commandments, and the 10 commandments, the greatest of all, the 10 commandments, consolidation of the banks and re-injection of capital into these banks. Because one, why is the greatest commandment? They say, if the president, the vice president, the finance minister, and the economic management team had not thought it or deemed it wise to consolidate these banks and not here insolvent, no man first can this country would have come to a halt. If you don't believe me, example is Venezuela. Another example is Lebanon. On Lebanon, Ubisika the bank, Okosu Kuigra, Yesiskenio. Venezuela, Ubisika the bank, Okonu Kuigra, Yesiskenio. Why? So, we had the same situation. But is it what we see today? No. Because consolidated banks, now Sadisika is so massive. And until we have seen stability. People are not complaining about it. And they have to say they've done marvelously well.
Okay, but honorable banking sector cleanup, me feel says it's here NDC for air capitalize also.
They cannot.
Because almost say nipa bebre
They cannot. They cannot. You get 3,000 people that claim have lost their job to vote for you against 4.5 million depositors. 4.5 million depositors. Now, maybe say me go accounts bear 4 or 5 different banks. So you wouldn't say 4.5 million, but you can get about 2 million, 2.5 million people. And home cash. Can you compare 2.5 million people that we have saved against 3,000 people that have lost their jobs? In the same way, Sana Esi, and I'm saying banks, they had to fold up. Indeed, what are you saying? They cannot capture and Kasa 15 billion MPP are binding the so bank na saying. And if they had stable banking sectors, and 15 billion, you had beautiful. But mismanagement of the economy, why did Mahama give 600 and something million to Capital Bank? Why? Because the bank was collapsing. So they knew the problem was there. Say, ya win nampa and I can't do be. And this boy win nampa and the car don't be and over 2 years. And over boo don't pay no crowd complete. Do you understand a system where a government says, oh, maybe who question IMF as say? Obi or didn't question IMF as he has failed his economic policies miserably. And he doesn't have anywhere to go than to lean on IMF. And when you go to them, they look into the books and see, say, you made 1 or 2, 3 mistakes. We are not going to. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. And it created hardships. We could not. That is when we got graduates unemployed association.
Because of conditionalities,
yeah, because of harsh conditionalities. IMF from the man. How long did it take us to win ourselves off this? Through winning ourselves off IMF conditionalities, we've been able to employ about 550,000 people. If NDC had employed 550,000 people, do you think we have inherited graduate unemployed association? No. So, look, NPP has done marvelously well. Let me tell you. When you look at the United Nations Sustainable Goals, there are 17 of them. Out of the 17 sustainable goals, under NPP government, we have achieved 16. Therefore, I personally disagree with the Vice President. We have done more than 85%. Because when you take the 17 sustainable goals, how things fall in place, economic, agri, sanitation, everything. And you see that out of the 17, 16, Master, 16 over 17, is it not more than 78? But I think Vice President has been charitable.
With the 75%.
The 78%.
78%.
Well, why charitable? In fact, my say he has been too charitable and lenient. Yeah, because 16 over 17 times 100. Do the calculation for me, and you see. But it's over 90%.
Another area, and it's for targeting, minus because of Galamsey.
Minus. Omwa na di Galamsey buy. Omwa NDC for na di Galamsey buy. So what are they going to say?
The number of miners are
the number of miners.
You see, and all these people, according to the NDC, number 2
Do you have 1.2 million miners here? We also have 1.2 million students. We also have about 2.5 million depositors. If that is the argument they are raising, what do you say? People are going to assess this economy. Ono mine na otiona oye ne bank go school free. Ne ba on go school free. Ubi say on reason ana. And it is not a done deal or guarantee for them that the miners are going to. But even that, with all a crano, you open up a structure and still the miners are working. So what are they talking about?
Honorable Osha, I fear about percentage margin MPP.
We're still going to maintain the same lead with them, over 1 million votes. But I will not sit here and be complacent and say that we are going to win with 1 million votes. We have to work towards it. And that is what we are trying to do. Say, we are not going to be complacent and relaxing. We are going to work 24/7. Now that we have adored the president and the vice president, we will now start working hard to make sure we realize that goal.
Okay. Honorable Kennedy, Honorable Kennedy, a member of parliament for Asin Central, and I'm a and Commander Doc. I'm saying I'm sorry, but on the fiscal discipline bit, no bit me one way so nothing.
Oh yeah, said I'm a kind. I'm saying I'm so by kind.
Yes,
very difficult.
Okay,
it's very tempting. Simply because your accountability mechanisms, no, Niamana can stop the executive more use anyhow, no, a week, and you know. Lost in Tinipano to me, the OPBA, and Tichamanwaba. But as a country, I think we need to strengthen the mechanisms and running me as stop from doing that. In addition to that, I was here who say committed because any man, yes, I know. You're two about Kubia near Seven Mino. You take it 2 years. You're correct here. You are near some to a baby. And I think a right call. Say, say be a COVID in a buyer na say pandemic be na disaster in a beba. You should do everything possible to make sure say in an election year you say skabasa man confirm inflation and other problems. After all 4 years, we had the right thing for 3 years. 4th year no, you didn't need to do much.
Okay, Doc, my final question maybe say Honorable Kennedy upon the same question. Say NPP Amayoko moving into this election. Attitude, subai bang, and so mukura. Senebe omit me Eddie from where you sit.
Yes, sir, I said it earlier, and Paul said, okay. In addition to the top leadership, Nanane Baumia ticket, no. Mpanyufona omo front line, no. They should be very careful. In fact, Omakra Primaries, no cry ache. Say most of the Omomuluzi, no, lost. They were being accused arrogance. Yes. Until on Saturday or no account, and said no one. So I'm person more dear. And you can say I'm taking things for granted. A hombrasia, dear. I'm paying for no more no crowd mudi anymore. No, they who said they are brom was it. Yes, no more dear chino, or more communication. The ordinary Ghanaian, and who said, Omo Junior home. Now, cars and a baby who said. And President Tibano was a one fat official vehicle in a buy. Castle the buy a cacrebi. Oh, campaign. Yenny buy a honor, you never go from. Let us people do so across the political parties. Yes. You have to come down. Now, yenny omo. And who's your normal I pay? And yes, I have a trouble, and also, yeah, and also backfire. The back just your trouble, you won't be my friend. Waba. You cry now, baby. Yes. We are now babies, so no me. But until they should come down. After all, you can afford opportunity being the amount. So now only Nipa relate here. And he has a woman is Kakra, say Kotoba Mame. Okay. On respect our demand dignity now. Nipa no say woman and who's a one. You want to about Amo. Attempt the Nipa no campaign. Ankasa message no becan on carry. Obedi dear man penny for Temana said beer. A man paying for dada, make up say Nipano for NPP. Someone who did this for them, sir. Friend, someone who did NPP for them, sir. And Vayanko baby. And see, here say, yeah, campaign. Yeah, Casa, no, I want it. Yes, Nipa, your word dignity. Now, be and Rebecca who be answered, not Nipa. Near do boo. Assembly, you want a catcher of it, and baby, I could echo. Yes, will be out on the choir. A person of us, sir. And you can say, could you not, dear, so now I can't put all boo just a nip papa, and I said, the baby cracked any pan or Casano Hono. No, I can't say no, a put all. And to see a way in I, sir, Patapa, Sermon, and to come and to me what side in free more. I think you should have a very good election. Doc Medasi. Doc Medasi. Dr. Babin, University of Ghana Business School. As always, O'Brien, Papa. Doc Nyame. The National Council meeting and the acclamation
of His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So from all of us here at Alicia Hotel, meeting Eddie Chief Jerry Force in production team, Wilbur Kofian Pedu, Joshua Tigo, Priscilla, the camera, sound, Obia, Edini dear, I am about from Menuso Kakra, Eti Yada Obibiase, Eti hand it over back to our national studios, 355 Fanofa Street, Kokomlemle, meeting Eddie Chief Jerry Forson.